There is a moment, no one knows exactly when one of your ancestors had a thought.
A thought that had never existed before in the entire history of life on Earth.
Not just hunger. Every animal feels that. Not just taste. That is also common. The thought was simple. What if I kept this for later?
That single act of delayed gratification was the most important cognitive leap in human history. Everything you are today, the civilization you live in, grew from that quiet, singular moment. Before storage, life was entirely governed by the present moment, by what exists right here.
Your planning horizon was measured in hours, not days, and you were always mobile. At Ohalo II, researchers found evidence of intentional caches dating back 23,000 years.
These were not accidents. They were collected, brought to the site, and intentionally kept. But the cognitive shift happened long before we can find physical evidence of it. To store food, you must imagine a future version of yourself that does not exist yet. Resisting the urge to eat now requires a level of self-regulation rare in the animal kingdom. Psychologists call this delayed gratification, a skill linked to vividly imagining the future. Every cache of meat, every pit of roots, was an act of mental time travel. When you can store food, you can stay in one place. Everything changes. You accumulate local knowledge that takes generations to develop and must be lived. Storage allowed for monumental construction, requiring labor that nomadic groups could not have sustained. When you store food, you are saying, I believe tomorrow will come, and I will be here. This is the earliest physical evidence of shared intentionality, the ability to coordinate around a shared goal. Food storage created the first economies. I share with you today, you share with me in the future. The stored food was held in trust for the group, for the future, for the relationships. Storage changed how we thought about time itself, from circular to linear. The surplus of one good year could buffer against the shortage of a bad one. Fermentation was a consequential technology, turning perishable abundance into durable surplus. Every time your ancestors figured out this process, they were extending their reach into the future. It is almost philosophical. The original substance is gone. What remains is something new and transformed. Your ancestors who fermented were not just preserving food. They were collaborating with time itself. But surplus also created inequality. Those who managed the food could exert power over others. Every economic inequality today traces back to that first cachet, protected by someone who decided it was theirs. Let's return to where we started. To that single thought, what if I kept this for later? They were not inventing civilization. They were just hungry and trying to be less hungry tomorrow. But in choosing the future over the present, they crossed a threshold no other species had crossed. They developed a model of themselves as a continuous being who persists through time. That self-model is the foundation of the mind. Food storage didn't just feed their bodies, it built your architecture.
The food is long gone, consumed by winters thousands of years before you were born.
But what they built, the cognitive habits, the social structures, the relationship with time, that survived. You delay gratification. You trust that tomorrow will come and that your actions today will shape it.
You do all of this without thinking. It feels like common sense. It took them centuries. It all started with someone looking at a piece of food and thinking, "Not yet."